So here's a guy in Florida that was a fraudulent towing company that scammed the state out of $130. But why does that make it harder for you to get a title for your vehicle? Well, let's first start out with the story. Federal prosecutors accused this resident of Boca Raton, Florida, of boosting income from his towing company from various legal schemes. And the thing he got charged with is because he didn't pay taxes. He got tax evasion charges against him, $130,000. But the main thing is that's kind of interesting. The towing company also got cash from attorneys for referrals from accident victims. This allowed attorneys to charge $10,000 for PIP claims, insurance claims. But it gets worse than that. Here's where it affects car titles. What he also did was he sold vehicles after the owners abandoned them at the tow yard, which is common. If you tow a vehicle and you're a towing company, you're allowed to process the vehicle to pay your towing bills. But he was doing false mechanics liens. And if the vehicle had a high value, he would sell the vehicle for a price more than that, but he would instruct an employee to record the sale for a lower amount, which just barely paid his towing fees. So that way the owner basically was scammed out of their vehicle. Because of the fact that these mechanics liens are very highly abused by towing companies, body shops, the states crack down on it. And here's an example in Indiana. If you want to do a junk certificate or an abandoned vehicle, you can apply to sell or to give away for scrap metal without a title. If you need to get a title, you have to jump through a million hoops. You have to get a certificate of authority for disposal, physical inspection. If the vehicle's abandoned, you must meet requirements that you have to say it's worth under $10,000. If it's worth more than $10,000, you need to get a lien release if there's a lien from a bank. The towing companies and the body shops who abuse mechanics liens make these laws become more strict in various states. There was an article in Auto Evolution that says it's a pain getting a title for an abandoned vehicle, but in Indiana it might be faster. Some states are so afraid of scams and thefts they make it hard even for law-abiding citizens to get the right papers for an abandoned vehicle, which is exactly true. Indiana makes it a little bit easier, but you still have to jump through a lot of hoops. For example, they won't give you a title just because you find one abandoned. They're very reluctant to do that, and the new owner has full responsibility if something goes wrong with the paperwork. Some cities have had such big problems with criminal activity that it makes it very difficult, and it doesn't even allow a private individual to have unregistered on their property. In Illinois, the state agrees with lien holders. If they don't work or unregistered, they can be kept. A few exceptions. The vehicle has to be in an enclosed structure to process that. So if you do find a vehicle on your property, you should act quickly and keep it in an enclosed structure or you'll lose it. This is Illinois. You can apply for a bonded title, as it says, but then you have to go through a bonding process, which is more complicated. So a lot of times we get the question, why can't I just apply for a mechanics lien? I did work on the car. I stored the car. Well, this is why. Because that process is very highly abused, even by licensed automotive facilities, and that makes it more difficult for legitimate vehicle owners to get titles when a vehicle is abandoned.